snipe a few Colossus, hopefully. Why is he attacking this? Nah. Why is he attacking the Zealots is really my question, because those were just two free Colossi for a few minutes there, and he could have easily just destroyed at least the shields of one of them. We do see a counter push going in from... No, not a counter push. A huge army that's trying to get a better positioning on mouzHasu, but mouzHasu just decides, nope, those units scared me, I'm just going to go grab a third and try to get an economic advantage over this guy. Because you do see that this expansion, even though this expansion is down, he doesn't have a queen spawning out, or he doesn't have anything really to mine out of it. I mean, he is transferring drones now, so that might help a bit, but really, this hasn't come into full saturation yet. He is throwing down 2 gases, so this is actually going to be kind of effective now. But he is doing a little bit of a blink stalker micro up on the high ground. Didn't see exactly what what destroyed, but you know, these mutas are just open for the Protoss to kill. Oh, and all these force fields are gonna are gonna probably defend against this these Zergling and Muta push. And what I see is that really he needs more Zerglings than he has right now if he's gonna be able to defend against the 3,000 minerals, and he hasn't even like produced so many Zerglings. Because these mutas will just die so easily to these stalkers, especially now with that blink upgrade that has been researched. The third is just finishing up for mouzHasu with the growing pressure on JuNe. He needs to spawn. He's spawning millions and millions. He's spawning at least 50 Zerglings. 50 is incredible. 6 mutas. I don't see much actually going down for him other than Zerglings. Nothing at all, actually. He probably should be getting a queen, in my opinion. But he does have 400 gas versus 2,000 minerals, so I don't see what else he can do other than just spawn Zerglings. Maybe a few roaches, but just the Zerglings in general. 2 unused gates by mouzHasu, and he's going to probably get those up and running pretty soon. Because for now he does have a third up. Tried to do a bit of economic harass with those Mutalisks. Unfortunately, they got voided back pretty dang fast with that blink upgrade from the Protoss player. We do see millions and millions. There's still 32 Zerglings coming out onto the field. Now only 28. But that is so many Zerglings, that's ridiculous. He does have only one carapace upgrade and not an attack upgrade, so we do see just probably mass Zerglings and mutas from here on out in the game. Especially so many that it just seems to want to lag my computer. Look at that. That's ridiculous. Well, let's go back to mouzHasu and see what he has to defend against this. He has literally nothing that can defend against this. He has a few lucky force fields. I could probably block him into his third instead of blocking him out. Just so that he can keep the Zerg away from destroying every single thing ever. But if I was mouzHasu, I'd probably go... JuNe, I'd probably go grab a 4th now, because mouzHasu does have a better saturated third, and is doing some nifty little blink micro up here to destroy everything. Probably even possibly destroy... He is going to destroy 2 Colossus here. One goes down there, and then the other gets shot down right after. No! He hasn't killed that Colossus yet. That Colossus is doing so much damage. Now I see that the armies are whittling down. JuNe definitely has the advantage here, especially with those freshly spawned Mutalisks. I don't know why mouzHasu wants to push right now. Probably because he has a superior upgrade, because he only has 2 attack instead of 0. So that's probably a good idea. However, I would like to see some blink micro coming out of mouzHasu, especially with this engagement, because he is getting completely annihilated by those Zerglings, and there's nothing really going to be able to defend against that. He's spawning in, hopefully, no, he's spawning in Zealots. I was going to hope for some sentry micro, which is still not coming. This is easily going to be able to destroy this defense, and possibly take the game for mouzHasu, actually, especially with the reinforcing mutas that he's creating right now. 5 more mutas on the field. Nothing else in production, not even a queen for his third base. We do see the mutas actually back out, just because he has such a strong stalker count after this point. It does have 3 fully saturated bases versus like 2.5 by JuNe. So I don't know what JuNe can do other than just mass Zerglings and try to keep pushing that third to try to destroy it. Maybe even grab an expansion of his own like I recommended earlier, but I don't know. I just think that if JuNe is continuing to allow Hasu to expand like crazy like this, completely just get the economic advantage, he is going to be in the poor part of this game. And he's not going to be able to come back from this game if he lets the Protoss expand more and more and more and more. Protoss basically just needs to stick to spawning in so many Stalkers and Colossus, and this will be an easy game. He has applied a bit of pressure early on, especially with the Blink Micro into the main. Wait, that's not the main. Blink, no, that is the main. Where's his lair? There's his lair. Okay, his lair is on a second. But he does have a macro hatchery, so that's okay, I guess. It's not really collecting enough minerals, I'd say, but then again, he doesn't really need minerals compared to mouzHasu, because mouzHasu has been keeping his economy very low or economy very high, but he's been producing out of it very much this game. So, especially with the High Templar caverns, which might actually be a very good choice, especially with Psystorm, especially with those mutas in the air, and so he could just warp in a few Archons and destroy the mutas in the air, or he can just use them to storm the Zerglings, which are probably going to be coming into his face quite often, and actually too, a big muta harass coming into his base right now. Unfortunately, I saw right there that mouzHasu actually stopped all these drones from mining, so he was actually looking at his base when that muta harass was coming through, so nothing really happened during that engagement. Still some roaches actually being produced more than Zerglings now, so this is actually going to be an effective push, not a completely stupid push. I don't know. What I see Hasu is doing well is that he's keeping on top of his macro. He's only on 3 bases, but then again, you only really need so many bases as Protoss to be able to kill a Zerg, and especially since he's had this base for so long with such good saturation, actually oversaturating it a lot. What I don't like is how he needs so many cannons. And here's a big engagement in the middle. He actually sees a few Psystorms going down on all the Zerglings. All the Zerglings are just melting away as fast as possible. These roaches are going to be completely destroyed, especially with all those... Oh my god, those mutas just completely shit the bit right there. Every single muta just dies right there. 3 Archons warping in right now and are just going to splash these frickin' roaches like crazy, especially that awesome Blink Micro from mouzHasu. What we see coming in from mouzHasu still is nothing. He's getting the upgrade for roaches, but these roaches are dead anyway, so why would you upgrade? He's now spawning 11 mutas, grabbing a 5th, and a 6th. He's canceling the 5th. He's probably going to cancel the 6th too, seeing as how he's going to be attacked by so many of these units here right now. He does cancel at the last minute, thank God. 18 mutas on the field, coming out on the field right now. He doesn't have much of an army at all. He has only got 18 mutas that are coming out on the field right now. The queen has died, or it's been moved, relocated somewhere. And that's pretty much it. Mutas are going to be the only thing that he's choosing to use. I do not see mouzHasu not winning this game right now. I think JuNe is actually going to be in an extreme amount of trouble if he just continues to let this Protoss macro so well. I do see mass mutas coming out on the field. I don't understand why he's not going for a few roaches, even though he spent so much money on that roach upgrade earlier on. Queen's just transferring back and forth into each of the mains, just to upgrade there. We do see the gold going down for mouzHasu, and honestly, mouzHasu is probably going to be taking this game with by a huge lead of having like 4 saturated bases versus 3 saturated bases. Because he had to cancel his 5th and his 6th, or 4th and 5th, honestly. I mean, all he can really do is spawn Zerglings, Roaches, and Mutos right now, but at that point in time, it's not going to be very effective, seeing as how his economy is so far behind the Protoss player. He might be able to snipe this Robotics Bay if he comes in for an attack, or just even the Robotics facility in general, or he can just scout with 500 Mutalisks, you never know. Could be a good idea. He's actually probably luring the Protoss army back just to destroy everything. Or snipe a few pylons and leave and kill the Nope. He's not going to be able to kill the expansion. As you see, the Protoss is on top of those blinks very well. Destroys a proxy pylon, actually, which is probably a very big advantage. But what we don't see on the field right now is anything being produced out of JuNe. Anything at all. He's so focused on microing these mutas, on killing these Archons, which is not going to happen, that he's not building anything. Good game from the JuNe Zerg, and that's going to wrap up this gameplay. So yeah, the reason that JuNe lost was because he didn't expand enough. He focused on getting a macro hatchery instead of actually maybe throwing down his hatchery right here or something of the sort. And he just let Hasu get an expansion like the entire game, mouzHasu had pretty much an advantage. How he had the the economy that was earlier than the Zergs. Well, pretty dang close to the Zerg. Zerg always got a better economy in the early starts of the game, but really, it just came down to the fact that Hasu out-economied JuNe and forced him to get millions and millions of lings and mutas and just completely hard-countered them. So yeah, that was a fun game. That was game 1 out of 2. Or game 1 out of 3, sorry. This is a best-of-3 series, for IC Cup. And, yeah, that's gonna wrap it up. I will talk to you guys later. This is Kaja signing out. Bye.